Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode? I have for you the recent developments in my home country, the United Kingdom. This is a left-wing activist group that's been making waves for all the wrong reasons, but then again, show me a leftist activist group that makes waves for the right reasons, and I will show you a three-legged rocking horse that can fly from here to the moon in under 600 seconds or whatever. So this is activist Emma. She's with Insulate Britain. These are guys who have decided that their chief goal is to cause as much petty trouble for working people as possible. They choose a very busy road. They choose a particular time, like for people trying to get to and from work or to and from job interviews, as we're about to see. And then they will try and stop those people from going about their day by standing in front of their cars and so on and so on. But the people have had enough, and you're about to see that, right? I don't think these people got the reaction they thought they would, and I don't think the mainstream media expected them to get as little sympathy as they thought they would. After all, the mainstream media have gone to extreme lengths to try to paint these guys as good guys, noble heroes, a summer of love, fiery but mostly peaceful, and the rest of it. I'm sure you know what I mean. So we've got 3 clips to watch. This one where activist Emma tries to justify her actions. We've got a second one showing one of the events where they went and stood in the road making a nuisance of themselves, but they didn't get the reaction they thought they would. People aren't supporting this. And then thirdly, we have the inevitable results of their reckless behaviour. We have, you guys in the United States aren't just the ones with a trucker shortage or a supply problem. We have it here too. I think most Western countries do. You could make the argument, tinfoil or not, that it is by design. But this trucker, and we need truckers, was going for a job interview. They stood in the way of his truck. He didn't get the job interview. He lost the job. So we've got that clip to watch as well. 3 clips, relatively short clips. So we'll get into the video now. If you have any though, please like the video, subscribe to the Hoggcast, hit the notification bell, and share this video around if you find it informative. We also have a membership scheme now. We now have 8 amazing members. This is only a small channel, and we don't get nearly as many views as we used to because the YouTube analytics shows me that I don't get recommended like I used to. After Donald Trump lost the election, conservative commentators, our reach got curtailed. So the fact that I have 8 people who are willing to become paying channel members humbles me and honours me. All 8 of you know who you are, and you are amazing people. And if anyone else wants to support the Hoggcast to help us run this channel, there is a join button down below and then a link in the description. Anyway, let's go. Okay, so the first clip, activist Emma explains why she thinks what she's doing is right.
I'm here, my name's Emma, I'm 44, I'm an ecologist from Weymouth. This is the 9th time I've been on the M25, because this is the 9th time you have been causing a public disorder situation. So this is the 9th time you should have been arrested. Extreme situation, and extreme situations require extreme actions. 8,500 people die every year because of poorly insulated homes in Britain.
So you're going to protest poorly insulated homes by causing a nuisance on a public motorway. Why? It's like me saying, we've got a food shortage, so I'm going to go and cut down a tree. Why?
Our government to insulate Britain. It's a simple solution. It's a win-win. We can reduce our carbon emissions by 15% by doing this too.
Well, it's funny how you say that, because I know people who insulated their homes years ago. They were promised that their energy bills would come down to next to nothing, but energy prices continued to skyrocket, and only 6 months after they spent money, their own money, on insulating their home, a significant cost, their energy bills were now more than they were saving only 6 months prior.
Sure, I'm here. My name's Emma.
So the clip's repeating.
I'm 44. I'm an ecologist from Weymouth.
So she's an ecologist, obviously been to universities, blah, 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 blah. Why is it that the people who seem to have the highest levels of education are usually the most stupid, gullible, naive, and ignorant people that you ever come across? And, you know, it offends me a little bit that she's an ecologist, because normally the sciences are where universities actually shine through. I'm not talking about pseudoscience like gender studies and all of the other studies. Any university course that ends in the word studies, avoid like the plague. But ecology, you'd think that she would have a head on her shoulders. Now, is trying to get every home insulated in Britain a noble cause? Yes, it is. Are you going about your cause the right way? No, you're not. They've got a YouTube channel. Their YouTube channel had, before the public became aware of what they're doing, over 4,000 subscribers, more than me. Do you know how much they've got now? Now they've got the publicity that they obviously craved, because that's what this was about. It was a publicity stunt. They've got less than 500, sorry, less than 600 at last check. At my last check, it was less than 600. They've lost over 4,000 subscribers. That should show you just how angry and fed up the general public are, the silent majority on both sides of the pond, with this type of left-wing activism. It's like they go and stand on train roofs, like we saw with Extinction Rebellion. They just go to the most public place and they try to make as big a nuisance and hassle for working people trying to go about their lives as possible, and then they scratch their head and wonder why they're losing subscribers. They scratch their head wondering why the general public don't support them. Oh well, we only want to insulate homes. Good, great. Just don't stop me from getting to work. Don't stop me to get into an interview or a hospital or whatever. If there was a pregnant woman being driven to the emergency room, do you think they would get up and let her pass? Don't think so, as you're about to see with so-called protected groups. Anyway, let's watch this amazing post-modernist activist group in action. So as you can see right off the bat, we have a POC, a hard-working POC. He's grabbing the leftist woman by the scruff of her bag or whatever it is. This obviously must have been a huge shock to these people, because they were under the impression they were all on the same side. They were under the impression that this guy would probably understand what they're doing. But you can see that this is his car. And he is trying to get to work. And people are fed up with this. Anyway, let's watch. How? Call the police! That's what she just shouted. Call the police! These are the people who are causing a public disorder incident. Call the police!
I know you want to fight. There's other ways to fight for your right. Not this stupidity. Fuck off and leave the way. This is please move. Move out of the way, please.
Somebody call the police! Somebody go... What are you doing there? You want to insulate homes, so you go and stand in the middle of the road. Why? What are you achieving? Nothing. How many homes got insulated by you stopping him from getting to work? So he's late from work. He could lose his job. He won't be insulating any homes then. He wouldn't even be able to afford his energy bills the way they're going up. Why stand in the middle of the road? How many homes got insulated by you doing this?
I know you want to fight. There's other ways to fight for your right.
And her there, that accent you can hear, she's Eastern European. So you have a POC and an Eastern European, okay? Two protected groups, an immigrant and a POC. And you have these white British leftists trying to stop them from getting to work. Oh yeah, it's not Conservatives doing it to them, is it? It's not Trump supporters blocking their path, is it? Anyway, look, let's move on to the final clip, which is a trucker who he missed a job interview because of these people. Okay, so over to the trucker.
Talk to me about how you feel and the impact this has had on you today.
I've lost my job interview because of these lot, yeah.
What was your job interview for?
For a skip driver.
Oh, I'm so
HGV
sorry.
driver, so I'm HGV. Just shortage of HGVs. Look at this lot. None of them work, they've all retired.
And you had an interview this morning?
I've lost it, I've been told I've lost it because I'm too late because of these.
And you lost the job?
Yeah, I'm an hour late because of this lot.
What does that mean for you and how are you feeling?
I've got 2 young children.
See, this is a thing these idiots don't take into account. It's what they just don't think. They're emotional, they think, oh, I'm going to go. How stupid do you have to be to think the best course of action to get homes insulated is to stand in the middle of the road? I mean, how do you equate those two? I would love to know who's pulling the strings. One of my most popular videos ever, one of my early videos, I didn't produce it very well. It was before I had this modern format. It was an opportunity I missed, but it was me. Me who had the scoop. Extinction Rebellion are paid. They're paid. There was a PDF document that was uploaded to the internet. It was me that found it. That information made its way into the mainstream media. The Daily Mail, the newspaper, the Daily Mail. It's more online now than it is printed, and it's quite popular newspaper. But they stole my scoop. But I'm sure if you look in my videos, I think it's the most watched one I've ever had. Extinction Rebellion are paid. And they're paid a lot of money by these shadowy NGOs that get government funding, taxpayer funding. That's why they're all stood out in the middle of the road. Deep down, they know that standing in the middle of the road and blocking a person from getting to a job interview isn't going to insulate homes. They know that. But they're paid to do it.
Talk to me about how you feel and the impact this has had on you today.
I've lost my job interview because of these lot, yeah.
What was your job interview for?
For a skip driver.
Oh,
Typical working class accent, London accent. These guys are the salt of the earth. These guys who get products from A to B, they produce things, they package things, they make things, they deliver things. The silent majority. And these guys are looked down upon by the left, they're looked down upon by the government, they're looked down upon by the mainstream media. When it's this guy who's keeping them in their luxurious lifestyles.
HGV driver, so I'm HGV. Just shortage of HGVs. Look at this lot. None of them work, they've all retired.
And you had an interview this morning?
I've lost it, I've been told I've lost it because I'm too late because of these.
And you lost the job?
Yeah, I'm an hour late because of this lot.
Disgusting. And if he went and said to them, look, I've got a job interview. Excuse me. If he said, look, I've got a job interview I'll have to get through, they'd just laugh at him. They'd just laugh at him. They don't care. I'll never understand. I will never understand. I mean, surely if you're going to do like a public exhibition where you stand in front of the traffic and all that, to insulate homes, the only thing I can think of is that you think this is going to be an optics thing. And how did that turn out? Did you honestly think standing in front of traffic and making a nuisance and causing trouble to people is going to raise awareness? You've piqued people's interest, that you have done, but not in the way that anyone with half a brain cell could have told you it would end up. I think you've spent too long on Twitter, and I'm speaking to the activists here. You've spent too long on Twitter, and as a result, you don't understand. You don't understand how much the silent majority have had about enough. They really have. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.